Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Today we're returning to the truly underrated game Darkstalkers with Victor. Dr. Victor von Gerdenheim dreamed of helping people by extending their lives through science, and to prove this was possible, he created new life from an amalgamy of dead body parts. Yes, we're making a Frankenstein's monster. But unlike Frankenstein, Gerdenheim wasn't insane or obsessed. Odd, yes, but not insane. But on the eve of his greatest achievement, Gerdenheim died, a deadly illness that he had tried in vain to cure. The creature he created awoke but couldn't understand why his creator wouldn't speak to him. Taking his creator's name, Victor set out into the world to earn his creator's love and respect. Victor is a literal powerhouse. Not only are his muscles far stronger than a normal human's, but he can generate electrical currents through his body. With these two qualities combined, a punch from Victor not only feels like being hit by a truck, but sends electricity through his enemies' bodies. He also has a rather unique and insane ability that we will not be giving you because there's no mechanic in D&D that comes close to it or can even be reflavored for it. That is, Victor can enlarge portions of his body to inflict more damage. Now, this isn't his whole body, just parts, like his head, fists, and butt. Yeah, he can grapple with his butt. We're not doing that. Later on, you're going to get an ability that's going to really amp up your damage for a single hit, so maybe we'll just say you're enlarging your fist. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so watch those minimums if you use another system. Make Strength 15, Con 14, Dex 13, Wisdom 12, Charisma 10, and we're going to be dumping Intelligence with an 8, as you were alone when you woke up, so you don't have a lot of understanding of things. Now, eventually you do gain a little bit of intelligence, but you're not a genius by any standard. Victor is a reanimated body. You all know where this was going. Reborn from Van Richten's is a reanimated body. Ancestral Legacy gives you 2 skills, grab Acrobatics and Survival. It will make sense later, trust me. Knowledge from a past life lets you add 1d6 to any skill check you make after you roll. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. Deathless Nature makes you harder to end. You have resistance to poison damage, advantage on saving throws against poison and disease, advantage on death saves, you don't sleep, can't be put to sleep magically, and finally you don't eat, drink, or breathe. Your long rests are 4 hours long where you remain conscious. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Con and +1 into Intelligence. For your origin feat, Tavern Brawler makes your unarmed strikes 1d4 plus your strength modifier in bludgeoning damage. You can reroll damage rolls of 1 with your unarmed strike, you are proficient in improvised weapons, and when you hit with an unarmed strike, you can not only damage them but push them back by 5 feet. You can push them once per turn. For skills, grab Perception and Insight. To finish out your proficiencies, take a tool of your choice and have fun with this. Level 1 Barbarians start things off with 2 skills. Take Athletics and Intimidation. You are proficient in all weapons, shields, light and medium armor, and the saving throws Con and Strength. Unarmored Defense gives you an AC of 10 plus your Dex modifier plus your Con modifier when not wearing armor. Rage empowers your strength-based attacks. When not wearing heavy armor, you can use your bonus action to enter a rage state. While within this state, you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. Your damage is increased with strength-based attacks, and you are resistant to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. Rage lasts until the end of your turn, but will carry on if you do one of a few things things like make an attack on your turn, force an enemy to make a strength saving throw, or use your bonus action to maintain the rage. Your rage can last up to 10 minutes, your bonus rage damage is +2, and you have 2 rages per long rest. You also can't maintain spells or cast them, but you're not getting any. Weapon Mastery is useless to you because you are a brawler that doesn't use weapons. Basically, you choose 2 weapons that you are proficient with, and at the end of a long rest, you can now access those weapons' mastery properties. But as I said, you're a brawler, so this doesn't matter, but if you want to change things up, go for it. Level 1 fighters begin with a fighting style feat. For this feat, unarmed fighting makes your unarmed strikes 1d8 plus your strength modifier in bludgeoning damage when you're not holding anything in your hands, and a 1d6 when you are holding something. You can also auto-deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to a creature you're grappling at the start of your turn. Second Wind lets you ignore damage by healing 1d10 plus your fighter level with a bonus action. You can do this twice per long rest, but regain 1 use after a short rest. Weapon Mastery is the same, but you get 3 weapon masteries instead of 2. Please remember, this does not stack, you just get the better of the 2. Level 2 Barbarians gain Danger Sense. Now when you're not incapacitated, you have advantage on dex saves. Reckless Attack makes your first attack at advantage if you choose to do so when you use a strength-based attack. Why would you not choose to do so? Because if you choose to attack recklessly, all attacks against you until the start of your next turn are at advantage. This can be useful, and it's going to get better later on. Level 3 Barbarians now have access to their subclass. Storm Herald from Xanathars is going to electrify you. Storm Aurora unleashes your power. When you enter a rage, an energy aurora is unleashed out to 10 feet in all directions. While activated, you choose the environment, but you're going to want to go with sea. Now, when you activate this, you choose 1 creature within 10 feet of you and force a dex save. If they fail, they take 1d6 lightning damage. The DC for this is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your con modifier. Primal Knowledge grants you another barbarian skill, grab animal handling, because you're a kind creature. Also, when you are in rage, several skills use your strength modifier for the rolls. These include acrobatics, intimidation, perception, survival, and stealth. Just gonna say this actually lets barbarians do more things for the stats they tend to dump. You now have 3 rages per long rest. Level 4 Barbarians earn our first ability score improvement, Bump Up Strength. Also, now your Barbarian Weapon Mastery is 3. But remember, still doesn't stack, you just get the better of the 2, which by the end of this will be Barbarian. You've hit character level 5, bring your proficiency bonus up to +3. Level 5 Barbarians learn Extra Attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Fast Movement increases your movement by 10 feet when you're not wearing heavy armor. Level 6 Storm Barbarians now have Storm Soul. When your Storm Aurora is activated, you gain new features. With Sea, you are resistant to lightning damage and have a swimming speed of 30 feet. You now have 4 rages per long rest. Level 7 Barbarians gain Feral Instincts, granting you advantage on your initiative rolls. Instinctive Pounce lets you move half your speed when you enter your rage. Level 8 Barbarians earn another ability score improvement to bump up con for more AC and health. You've reached character level 9, bring your proficiency bonus up again to +4. Level 9 Barbarians receive Brutal Strikes. Now when you use Reckless Attack, you can instead gain effects to your strength-based attacks instead of getting advantage, as long as you don't have disadvantage on the attack. When you do this, you gain an extra 1d10 damage to the attack and add 1 effect to it. You can push them back by 15 feet, then move half your speed towards them without provoking an attack of opportunity, or reduce their speed by 15 feet until the start of your next turn. If I had to choose, we'll just say this is your ability to make your fist really big so your punches hurt even more. Your rage now causes +3 extra damage. Level 10 Storm Barbarians now have Shielding Storm. Now any creature within your Aurora of your choice gains resistance of your Aurora. The damage caused by your Aurora is now 2d6 lightning damage. You now have up to 4 weapon masteries. Level 11 Barbarians learn Relentless Rage, making you even tougher. Now when you're in your rage state, when you drop to 0 HP, you don't die. You can instead make a DC 10 con save, and if you succeed, you drop to double your Barbarian level in HP. Each time you drop to 0, the DC is increased by 5, only resetting after you take a short or long rest. Level 12 Barbarians earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Strength. You now have 5 rages per long rest. Your character level 13, bring your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 13 Barbarians gain Improved Brutal Strikes. This gives you 2 more effects to add to your Brutal Strikes. Now you can choose to force the creature to have disadvantage on a saving throw, and can't make attacks of opportunity until the start of your next turn, or grant a +5 to the next attack against the creature by someone else. Level 14 Storm Barbarians gain their final subclass feature, Raging Storm. Now when you deal damage with your Aurora, you can use your reaction to force a strength save. If they fail, they are knocked prone. Level 15 Barbarians have Persistent Rage. Firstly, you regain all used rages when you roll initiative once per long rest, and now your rage lasts for 10 minutes without needing to be maintained, only ending early if you fall unconscious or if you don heavy armor. The damage from your Storm Aurora is now 3d6 lightning damage. Level 16 Barbarians earn our last official ability score improvement, Cap Off Con. Your bonus damage is now +4. You've hit the final milestone, character level 17, max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Level 17 Barbarians receive another improved critical strike. Now the brutal strike damage is 2d10, and you can add 2 effects to your brutal strike. That's a really big fist. You now have 6 rages per long rest. Level 18 Barbarians gain Indomitable Might. Now, anytime you make a strength check or strength saving throw, and it's lower than your total strength score of 20, you can make it a 20 instead. Our final level is level 19 Barbarian, and you earn an Epic Boon. You now can take any feat, including the Epic Boon feats. For your boon, Boon of Irresistible Offense increases your strength score to 21, and now you can ignore resistances to bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage. Also, when you roll a natural 20 on the attack, you will deal extra damage equal to your strength score. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 21, Dex 13, Con 20, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 12, Charisma 10. Your total character levels are Fighter 1, Barbarian 19. Let's dive in. You have a mean punch. Your punches are dealing 1d8 plus 9. You can add 2d10 to the damage. You can knock them backwards up to 15 feet, reduce their speed, knock the wind out of them, help your teammates on the attack, and when you crit, you will deal an extra 21 damage. You can also hit them for 3d6 lightning damage. You're also pretty tough. You're resistant to poison, slashing, piercing, lightning, and bludgeoning damage. Dropping to 0 HP doesn't mean you'll drop. You have advantage on death saves, advantage on saves against poison and disease, can heal yourself, and your total health, taking the average, is over 240 HP. Downside. Firstly, you have no range. You punch things, that's it. Next, you only have an AC of 16, so your health boosts are going to be used a lot because of this. Finally, your soft stats aren't really good, with your intelligence being -1. Head into the world to earn your place, and hopefully you won't have to sacrifice yourself for those you love. Spoilers! I'd like to give a special shout out to my Artificer tier. Thank you, John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, Jonathan Haynes, and Daniel Saftler. You guys rock. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon, where you can help decide next week's new character.